The webinar today, for those of you who aren't familiar with Digistore, is hosted by Digistore. We're a leading supplier across a range of digital production areas. This shows some of the areas that we cover, so just bear those things in mind. And if we can help you with any of these specific areas, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us. We integrate products from the world's leading suppliers. There's just a few of the suppliers that we have direct relationships with as specific resellers or skilled resellers who can put together solutions integrating all of these different products across PC, Macintosh, across Autodesk, Avid, Apple, Adobe platforms, or whatever. The NAB show was April 7th to 12th in Vegas. We sent 5 people to NAB this year to learn all of the latest releases and techniques and all the new technologies in order to be able to come back and talk to our customers and inform them about all of the latest things that are available and provide optimum solutions to them. As an introduction to the webinar, I'd like to provide an overview of the event generally and identify some of the 6 key trends or impressions from the show that we gleaned to share those with you. There were too many great new gadgets and products to cover individually, but here is an overview of some of the trends. Just as an overview of NAB and to get some idea of the scale of the show, here's a slide that shows you the 5 major halls. South Hall has upper and lower, and the open outdoor area to show you the exhibition. Most of the shows or the vendors and manufacturers that we visit were located in the South Hall upper and lower. This is just the South Hall lower, and the green ones are just a few of the ones that we wanted to visit over the time. So you can see it was a very, very busy show. For those of you who get more out of pictures than diagrams, here's a photo I took just standing in the queue mid-morning on the first day to show you the snaking lines that move up to the registration area, and then you move to a registration PC and then through the show. So on the first day, it was constantly packed with that level of snaking queues. For those of you who prefer not diagrams, but not photos, but numbers, I'll share with you some of the numbers from the show. In attendance over the 4 days, there was 92,414 people. This is it bodes well for our industry and the technologies that we're interested in. We can see that digital media, media and entertainment, broadcasting technologies is growing in interest and growing in the sort of market space that it addresses. Even at a time when financially there is a lot of uncertainty, the attendance in this show grew by 10%, and that's a good thing to see. By comparison, if you look at an Australian comparison, SMPTE in Sydney is held every 2 years. They expect about 7,000 people. So we're comparing 7,000 attendees against 92,500. International attendees, including us 5, was 24,461 people from 155 different countries. So that's some of the numbers overviewing. In terms of the exhibitors, that if you wanted to get around to every exhibitor in the show, you'd have to visit 1,600 different booths. The space was 900,000 square feet or 86,500 square meters, which I did a quick calculation on my calculator with Aussie Rules football fields, and it came out at about 12 Aussie Rules football fields. If we had appointments between 2 booths and they were located in different exhibition spaces within the exhibition itself, then we'd have to allow at least 20 minutes to walk from one end to the other. So that's the scope of the technology represented and people attending there. Some of the key trends and impressions that we gleaned over the time that we were there was much less emphasis, although it was there and covered. 3D stereoscopic was a technology that there was some interest in, but at much less than the year before. And the technology that was everywhere was really 4K or ultra high definition in terms of products for capturing, importing, encoding, transcoding, displaying, distributing, editing, managing, and live broadcasting 4K. There were products right throughout the show and a lot of people making a lot of noise about that technology. In Australia, there's already 4K televisions on sale. It's interesting that a lot of the Australian theatres are very equipped for digital showing with 2K projectors, and now we're going to see 4K televisions in the home. So I think they're going to have to re-equip fairly shortly. The second one was second screen and mobile. There was a lot of talk about using the second screen to augment the audience experience while watching traditional broadcasts. And there were many products in this area as the industry looks to define how this will be implemented. Mobile devices were also strongly represented for both receiving broadcast streams as your viewing platform and producing broadcast stream for mobile content creation. Thunderbolt devices were coming of age. There were lots of storage devices and display devices supporting Thunderbolt. Intel showed their next generation Thunderbolt technology, which, when it comes into products in next year, will allow us to do both 4K display on a Thunderbolt monitor and playback from storage over a single connector. So Thunderbolt technology was certainly very prevalent. Digital disruption was a key term that we heard bantered a lot there. People are looking at how new digital technology and mobile technology is being used and how people are using it to disrupt traditional broadcast models, whether it's for the creation of the content or distribution of the content. Even people who were traditionally just IP TV broadcasting companies are now looking at creating their own programming. So all of these new technologies and infrastructure are disrupting traditional broadcast models, and those people involved in those models are really carefully watching how that will play out. HEVC or H.265, the new codec, which is the next codec beyond H.264, was being supported by a lot of companies and talked about by a lot of companies because as a codec, it allows you to encode and to transmit 4K data, 4K images, for example, over IP because it's much compressed. So we're looking at half the data rate at full quality. And it supports resolutions up to 8K. So that was talked about a lot as well. Cloud, everyone was talking about cloud-based solutions. Adobe certainly were talking about delivering their software over the cloud, their Edit Anywhere solution for editing and using the cloud for collaborative editing environments. Same with Avid's Interplay Sphere, and we'll cover these a bit later. Cloud computing, NVIDIA showing the ability to put all your computing power in the cloud and use a thin computer or low-powered computer to access that and run the programs so that all your processing and rendering was done in the cloud. And large data set communication, distribution, and backup utilizing the cloud for exchanging that from people like Aspera. It's going to be very interesting to see how all of these technologies play out. So in summary, the 6 key trends or impressions we came back with were 4K, second screen and mobile technology, Thunderbolt evolving, digital disruption, the new codec, and cloud-based stuff. I met with a colleague yesterday who was at NAB at the same time and purchased these glasses, which have got a camera over the nose and a microphone that records 1920 by 1080 HD video and audio over an hour storage in the glasses itself. Scary stuff. The technology is moving very, very quickly. Thank you for your attention. There's my contact details once more. I'd like you to bear with us just one moment while I pass over Matt Wood, who's going to talk to you about acquisition editing and cloud-based collaborative workflows.